Hey y'all, grown black folks talk back out on the climb on a very autumn day. Behind me, the sky is silver. In front of me, the sky is blue. There's a storm moving in slowly but surely. It's about 9 hours, though, behind, any kind of rain. So I'm good right here. But I just stopped on my walk today, as I may not be able to come out tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I don't know how to say what I'm about to say. Well, first of all, shout out to True Mystique and Confidence with Love. We had a good time on Wa Aunties yesterday, and we always spend some time in the green room and after show. We're not divulging anything that we talk about privately. There was a lot of depth to the public conversation that we really kind of dug down in the private conversation, and we reached some of the same conclusions, just at a deeper level. So I got up this morning, and all this stuff began to confirm a lot of things that we talked about. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to understand something. There are a lot of people that have no idea what True Mystique is talking about. They have no idea what Confidence with Love is talking about. And they're trying to run things. And this is one of the reasons why it's very important for you to really work on your mindset and skill up. It is a dangerous thing to assign leadership to people that have no idea what to do with the responsibility. This morning, I got up. I set this appointment since last month. There were some very ill-advised things suggested as part of the writing platform that I'm on. I've talked to y'all about TD. And on listening to these ill-advised things and digging around, I realized, okay, for you to have suggested that, you're very clear on what your problem is, but you don't even know what you think you're talking about. You haven't put in the boots on the ground to know. You haven't been involved enough in the pulse of what happens here to know. But you have an idea. Okay. Alright. I gotta back up. I'll see you soon. So this individual and I ended up having that conversation today. It was not cute. It wasn't safe. It wasn't nice. And then he decided to get snappy. And I said, oh, okay, all right. Since you're going to put all that out there, you've given yourself enough rope, and I don't discriminate. I will let you hang yourself. And he did, spectacularly, in front of everybody. And I'm sitting there going, thank you for demonstrating to everybody that you don't know how the world works. And then what was so sad about it, something that American white men are going to have to learn. The European men came because they were embarrassed and then cleaned up. Of course, I already knew that was going to happen because I understand world history. And I also understand what's prophesied as Europe will come to the ascendant spot again and the United States will step out. I already know. You can see it all around you if you look for it. Trying to lead. You don't know nothing about nothing you trying to lead in terms of an everyday view of understanding. And then, I'm more logical because I've detached. No, sir, you're detached. Not more logical. Okay. Got out of there. Mission accomplished. Was minding my own self business elsewhere. 2 more individuals closer to my hue felt that they had the need to call me out on something that I had posted some time ago. I'm like, okay, all right. And this is where I began to understand what Confidence with Love said when that troll came over to her page and she said he was boring. This is where it began to get bad, because 3 times in the same day, it was not pretty, it was not safe. And again, they decided to get all snippy and put out rope for themselves. I tied him up and left him. Because it is impossible to assign a leadership knowledgeable position to people that just have not done the work. So since they decided to come and open, well, these three men decided to come and open social media platforms like they were going to boss up, it was my duty to let people know, nah, you ain't qualified for that, bro. Bro, and from other mothers also. I do not discriminate. People who have not done their work should not be in leadership. It's like the Republicans had to do a little bit of embarrassment today and expel George Santos. But if they had done their homework on George Santos, they wouldn't have had to be embarrassed today, putting him out. When you allow people in seats they're not supposed to be in, Kevin McCarthy, all the only qualification he had to want to be speaker was that he wanted to be speaker. And if they had gone on and found a more reasonable man to be speaker, I mean, I'm not a fan of Mike Johnson, but they could have picked him 10 months ago, 11 months ago, 12 months ago. But you're going to go 15 rounds to remove a man in 10 months. Patrick McHenry is the most reasonable man they have in there. They just should have picked him as speaker, even though I recognize he does not want the position. He enjoys being in financial services, and because he actually knows something about finance, I agree that that's probably where he should be, in the hopes that we get some kind of clear crypto regulation in the next couple of years, which will be helpful. But as women going into the new year, we really have to watch out for this. There are many men that think that when they speak, we're supposed to tremble. There are many men who think when they speak, we are to be clay to be molded in their hands. No, God only can mold human beings out of the clay. And two of those individuals will be blessed if I don't go back over there and tell them that. See, I'm like this. Generally speaking, I'm going to be firm but civil. But if you bring me disrespect, I got dry powder for days. But they have this idea that we're just here for them to make out of them, that we're dust of the ground for them to form things in. No, only God is God. And he's qualified for the position. I know everybody doesn't believe his claims, and I respect those of you that don't. But if anyone who you assign maker of heaven and earth is qualified for the claim. I'm out here today noticing the fractal symmetry. I mean, I take a lot of photographs, and I notice the symmetry of the world and how irreducible complexity says that's not going to evolve. We can observe that systems left alone decay. I was picking fruit from one of my fig trees, and I noticed dead figs going way back up in there. That's a whole dead branch. And if it decomposes, it will be dirt again. And unless someone comes and does something from that dirt, or a plant that already has life within itself comes, it will remain right there. Of course, we know that decomposition goes through the process of the nutrients are reused and they're recycled, but that tells you that's an orderly system. Everything we observe says orderly systems do not evolve. They always have to be ordered. So, that said, for those of you who do not believe that, I think we can come in supposition. We can at least concede, come halfway, and say that none of these men and a few women that are out here with their delusions of godhood qualify. Ask them to take a dead branch and make it alive again. And if they can do that, a dry branch, then we can talk about assigning these people leadership positions. It was not the day I wanted to have. I love the men in my life dearly. And even when I have let one go, it was not in anger, generally more in pain. It is not easy for me to accommodate myself to the foolery the men of my nation are in. And again, two colors today. Gentleman did not know how bread, milk, and eggs gets into his refrigerator. Got him out there talking about, I'll do all that myself. Really? My grandmother was a farmer. Really? But you gonna tell us how to run a blockchain? You don't even know how the food supply chain works. And I'm just like, it pains me. It does. But I also accept that we cannot afford to assume that the Kevin McCarthy's and the George Santos's and their analogs in different hues deserve to lead anything they have not prepared for. Now there were other people on the call that had a different opinion from me, but they really had thought about their positions a little more, and I respected that. I can respect a differing opinion that's prepared. I can respect a person with a differing opinion that doesn't try to pull rank on me, unprepared. Just mad because someone called you out. Okay. Alright, try that if you want to. It's frustrating though, because it's a waste of time and energy. So much good could be done, except for all these people trying to jump into seats they have no capacity to. It's like, look, if you need somebody to fly an F-16 and you need me to do it, you gonna die. I'm telling you now, you gonna die. I can't do nothing. Heck, if you need me to fly a Cessna, or I'm the last person alive on a plane, all I'm gonna do is tell y'all about the Lord Jesus and give you time to get it straight with him, because we all gonna die. I know I don't belong up there. See, somebody out there behind the wheel right now. Hey, a lot of people don't know their limitations, is that they don't belong at the head of everything. There are a lot of things in this world I can't lead. It is enough responsibility to have 870 of you on this channel and try to give you good information. There's a lot of videos I make that I take down. I have one that I did not do today also, because I want to think a little bit more about it. It's a lot of responsibility. But we have to all learn not to allow people to speak into our lives that don't know what it is they're trying to tell us about. I want to thank Confidence with Love for putting in that time to talk with True Mystique and I. We are all 14 years apart in age. So I want to thank Confidence with Love for taking her time to just break down some things further, because that helped me to understand what I was going to go through today. Just trying to make sure that food is not snatched off of other people's tables, and if someone does not back himself into a situation he does not need to be in because he wants to be a polygamist. I said, unless you're the richest man in the East, you probably can't do that. You probably don't want to. Well, the Bible supports polygamy. Man, you about to get in trouble from heaven to earth. Please go sit down. Then he's going to bring in a Sumerian text and 1500 Anglo-Saxon coming out of German. I'm like, my second language is German. So, okay, if we think that Middle German applies to biblical text written 1500 years earlier, completed, canons completed. Well, let's see. Almost. My phone is ringing. I'll see y'all later. And bye.